In this episode, I'm going to show you how to find the right keywords for SEO on YouTube. Not just how to find keywords, because there's a lot of tools that can give you junk keywords that you're never going to rank for, or putting those keywords into your videos isn't going to do a thing. But there is a way that you can find the right keywords, and by doing it, your video will rank at the top of YouTube for those keywords. We're going to do several things in this episode. First, I'm just going to really quickly give you some credibility so that you know that I know what I'm talking about. I've got hundreds and hundreds of videos ranking #1 on YouTube. Then we're going to look at some of the advice that other YouTube experts, and they are experts in many areas, they're just not experts on keywords and keyword research for YouTube. So we're going to take a look at what they're saying, and I'm going to improve upon it. If you follow the advice I share in this video and on this channel, then your videos will rank at the top of YouTube. Everyone that I teach, every channel I produce, that's the results we get. And not only will your videos rank at the top, but your videos will be generating leads for your business. So let's dive right in. Let me just show you two quick examples. Okay, if you go to YouTube right now and you type in construction management, you'll find Jason Schroeder ranking at the top. Okay, I put him there. We film his content, we produce his channel, we do all the editing. But of course, I'm the one that's helped him with his keyword research, choosing what keywords, and so he is there very strategically. Check out this other example. If you type become politician on YouTube, you can do it yourself. You'll find Jay Townsend ranking at the top. Now this is very, very strategic. He follows a strategy that I teach, that if you were to follow the strategy that others teach, he wouldn't be getting these same results. Let me set the stage and talk a little bit about SEO, because SEO has changed. And the reason SEO has changed is because things have gotten better, but also Google as an algorithm and as a search engine has completely changed. It used to be a website search engine, but now it's a content search engine. Well, what is the #1 content platform? It's YouTube. So people are always saying, well, YouTube's the #2 search engine. Well, it's a content platform. YouTube is the #2 search engine, but the #1 search engine, Google, is now turned into a content search engine that's showing YouTube videos. So if you put content on YouTube, you're now ranking at the top of YouTube and at the top of Google. SEO used to be hard, it used to be complicated. Today, it's actually really easy. You just have to do some things drastically different. I want to show you what we used to do. So this is called a link wheel, or just a mess of spam. You'd create all this junk out on the internet that would link to each other and ultimately link back to your website to send that authority to your website. Here's another example that I found. You'd have your main site in the middle, you'd build all these secondary sites that would link to that, you'd build tertiary sites and sites beyond that, all linking eventually back in to give authority to your website so that Google would rank it at the top. This doesn't work anymore. I mean, here's another one. This used to take years and years, and you'd be competing against all these other websites that were doing the same thing. So SEO companies were just creating tons of spam websites and articles and things that the creator never intended you to read or to visit. It was all just to bring authority to your website. Well, I'm glad it doesn't exist anymore, but I'm also glad that there's a much easier way. That is just to create a single YouTube video. You can create a YouTube video and have that video rank at the top of the search engines and have that single video generate leads for you. You've just got to follow the right formula. You've got to create the right type of video, and it's not that hard once you know the formula. So if you go to YouTube right now and you search for questions around keywords, or how to pick the right keywords, or how to do keyword research for YouTube, you're going to find several different people. So I've picked out some of the best moments when they're explaining this keyword thing to you. And I'm going to let you know if they say anything right and what things they say that are actually wrong and don't work. Let's take a look. This is Alexa. Let's see what she has to say.
The second mistake that I see aspiring new YouTubers make is ignoring SEO and keywords. That is so important in the beginning, because YouTube has no idea what your channel is about until you tell YouTube what your channel is about. If your videos aren't optimized for your audience to find you, they will not find you. Or if they do, it will be luck of the draw. It will be you happen to be on browse and they happen to be on YouTube at that right moment and they found you.
All right, so she is saying that keywords are really important. It sounds like really good advice. What she's missing is that there are two different strategies. Okay, there's a strategy that I teach where keywords are obviously very, very important, but there's also another strategy. Daryl Leaves is the foremost guru of that strategy. He's helped Mr. Beast grow a very, very large channel. He's helped many other channels. Now that strategy does not need keywords. It's not dependent upon the search algorithm. YouTube has multiple different algorithms. The biggest ones are search and suggested. And when I say biggest, those are the two algorithms that are the most important. On this side, you're really focusing on the suggested traffic and the viral type traffic, getting as many views as possible. Where over here with the search algorithm, the volume isn't as big, but the traffic is way more valuable. It's people that are searching for you, searching for your expertise. And if you do it right, it can work extremely well.
But why would you want to play Russian roulette when you can actually strategize and use SEO and keywords to your advantage?
So she talks about playing Russian roulette, and that's really the case for business owners. If you're going to create a video, a how-to type content, not entertaining, right? Entertaining content is going to be shared and you can focus on the suggested algorithm. But if you're creating educational how-to type content and you just make an amazing video, you put it on YouTube, there's no strategy, there's no audience built into that video. How are people going to find it? So in that case, yes, you've got to figure out this keyword strategy thing.
Using tools like ChatGPT, TubeBuddy, vidIQ, keywords everywhere, just Google search or YouTube search autofill in the search bar. Those are great ways to figure out what keywords are useful for you to use within your YouTube descriptions, your YouTube titles, and your YouTube thumbnails. That's really where you want to put keywords to optimize your SEO.
So those tools, they sound great. Two of them that she mentioned, TubeBuddy and vidIQ, those are tools built for YouTube that you can automate some things or make things easier. You can look up some data, but the keyword tools really miss the mark. Just so you can believe me, all right, I've got both the TubeBuddy and vidIQ plugins plugged in here. So if you go to YouTube right now and you type in how to discipline a child that lies and steals, notice Nicolene Peck is ranking at the top. Now, vidIQ is giving this video a score of 32 out of 100. And yet this video is ranking #1. So how's that possible? You know, she's had 821 views in the last 7 days. That's right on track for this channel. If you go behind the scenes and look at TubeBuddy, this is a 50% SEO score. And yet this is a video that's ranking at the top. Here's another one. If you type in how to become a construction project manager, we've got Jason Schroeder ranking at the top. But yet we've got a score of 51 out of 100. If you click on this little question mark here, a pop-up comes up and it talks about, yeah, if you have 1 million plus subscribers, you might be able to break through, but if you're a smaller channel, yada, yada, yada. Take a look at this. We've had 27,000 views on this video and we've only got 27,000 subscribers. And we're ranking #1, so their scoring system just doesn't work. So how these tools work is you upload a video to YouTube and then you can go down to the keyword section and it will give you a whole bunch of suggestions like, oh yeah, that one's relevant. Ooh, that one's relevant. Ooh, I like that one. Ooh, I like that one. And so you just click all of them and it puts them in the keyword field. Guess what? There's two problems with this approach. One is that the keyword suggestions they make are not specific enough. You have no chance of ranking for those phrases. The second thing is SEO is flip-flopped. You've got to do all the keyword research first and have your SEO strategy mapped out before you film. Your SEO research is going to determine what the specific title of your video is, and then you film that video, right? And you've got a plan of all these different videos and how they're going to work together so you can dominate this sector on YouTube. But what TubeBuddy and vidIQ do is they have you just make any video, upload it to YouTube, and then it will tell you what you can do to SEO the video. And it doesn't work. None of these people that are talking about this have any videos ranking on the top of search. And they'll even have videos that are getting great suggested views. They're getting a lot of suggested traffic, no search traffic, and yet they're going to give you this advice on how to do SEO. Okay, now let's take a look at Brian Johnson.
Here's how to outpace your competition and drive more views with keyword research. Step number 1, identify a primary keyword phrase that really describes the video you're creating. Let's say you're going to create a tutorial. Maybe you've got a garden and you want to create a butterfly tutorial. Or maybe you want to create a tutorial on how to play Soldier 76 from Overwatch. Access the search bar on YouTube and then start to identify if there are any keyword phrases that people are searching for that includes the word tutorial. And step number 2 is to think different. What are some other words that people might use in place of tutorial? A really popular word on YouTube is guide. So you could go through with the same type of a keyword phrase search, butterfly garden guide, or how to play Soldier 76 guide. And this is the core of the strategy. Now understand, the more keyword phrases you find that make sense for the video you're going to publish, the more opportunity you have to choose one that's going to allow you to rank.
So he talks about finding keyword phrases, but he really doesn't show where to find them, because all the tools and all the methods that he mentioned are great ways to generate ideas, but how do you find the really specific stuff, and how do you find the exact phrasing? There are much better tools for this. I mean, he mentioned the AutoComplete inside of YouTube. So if you start typing some things in the YouTube search bar, you'll get a list of auto-completed ideas. That's a great place to generate ideas for topics, but those aren't specific enough and you don't know the competition level on those. By default, anything that shows up in the YouTube auto-suggest, and if I mention Google or YouTube, they both work very, very similar. But in this case, we're talking about YouTube auto-suggest. Those are all very competitive, and that's where everyone else is looking. The other problem he mentioned here, or the examples he gave, is he was looking for 2 or 3 word keywords. Now that's a good way to kind of hone in on your branch. I use a tree analogy so that your trunk is like your broad area of expertise, then you narrow it down by all these branches. So it's a good way of kind of finding a different branch to explore, but we want to get all the way out to the leaves. And you'll understand that a little bit more as you watch the rest of this video and on this channel. Let's continue with some more advice from Brian.
Step number 3 then is to move forward and see if you can identify any long tail keyword phrases that are born out of your target phrase. For example, if you've got a beauty channel, well then you simply go to YouTube, and I'm on YouTube right now, and I can see that there are people searching for lipstick tutorial compilations, lipstick tutorial for beginners, and lots more, lipstick tutorials for thin lips. Take the time to see if there are additional keyword phrases that are stemmed or born from your original phrase, and then target those phrases as their longer phrases. They'll have even less competition, and they'll allow you to move forward and rank a lot easier.
Okay, so he says something that's right, but he doesn't give good examples for it. He says that you want to go for more long tail phrases, and he was just using the YouTube autocomplete. Some of them had 3 words, some had 4 words, some had 5 words. In the old days of website SEO, 4 and 5 word phrases were long tail, right? But search engines have improved so much, and with the use of AI, people know that they can put in way more specific searches. And this has been the case for about a decade now. What if I told you that you could find questions that your audience was asking that were 8 words long or even 10 words long, and that they had consistent search volume every month? So search engines are that good. And when you find these questions, and there are thousands of them, I mean, in your industry, there are thousands of questions that are that specific. And the golden opportunity for you is if you make a video answering those specific questions, you put those on YouTube, they rise to the top. Like, you start getting search traffic immediately.
Anyone can rank number 1 on YouTube. You just have to know about what I like to call KVS strategy, a 3-step blueprint that I've used the last 4 years to rank over 1,000 videos on YouTube, resulting in over 140 million views. The K stands for keyword. Before you make your video, you need to know which keyword you want to rank for.
So it's impressive. He says he has over 1,000 videos ranking on YouTube. I would love to see some of those examples. He doesn't show any examples. I think this guy is AI. I mean, watch his video. I don't know that this is a real individual.
The biggest mistake you can make is recording your video and then deciding your video keywords at the moment of uploading. Instead, you want to research keywords to analyze if you can rank number 1 and then make your video. Now here's what a 10 out of 10 keyword would look like. First of all, low competition. There should be big channels ranking everywhere for this keyword.
So he recommends low competition, and that is important. I don't know that he really knows how to find out whether it's low competition, because a lot of the keyword tools that he's using, they use competition that are based on paid advertisements, not based on YouTube or Google search. But if you find a question that your target audience is asking, and you go to YouTube and you see that there's a lot of videos answering that exact question, yeah, that's high competition. We don't want to go there. I know how you can rank above those people, but you've got to start with the low competition first.
Number 2, good search volume. You don't want to rank for a keyword that no one searches for, because that's not going to get you views anyway.
Then he talks about you got to make sure that the phrase has good search volume. This is the biggest mistake that people make, even my clients. So when I teach them and we find a whole list of these questions, and the ones at the top have the highest volume, and as you work your way down, it's lower and lower and lower down to these ones that have 10 searches a month. And they think, I don't want to go after that one. It's only got 10. This one's got 300, or this one's got 1,000. Here's the secret. If you start with the ones that have 10 and you dominate and you start to rank at the top of YouTube for those, then you go after the 20s, then you go after the 30s, and then you go after the 40s and the 50s, the 60s, then the hundreds, then the several hundreds, and then the thousands. You will dominate everything. That's how my clients are dominating their sectors on YouTube. So his advice is go after the big ones, don't go after the small ones. You're actually never going to get traction that way. And I'm going to tell you that those videos that are only getting 10 searches per month, those videos are going to start generating leads. Even with 10 views, it's possible for you to generate a lead. And the next month, you'll get 10 more views. Typically in the 3rd month, you'll get more views from that from search. There's other similar phrasings that people are using and just typing in the exact same question, but it's worded slightly different. So you'll start to get search traffic from those in month 3 and 4. So it sounds a lot more exciting for you if I say, yeah, look at this one. It's got higher volume. You should make that video. But I've seen it hundreds of times where clients start there and they don't get any search traffic. They don't rank at the top of YouTube search. But I produce over 60 different YouTube channels, and we focus on the low-hanging leaves, or the low-hanging fruit. I say leaves because I use this leaf strategy. But we go after these phrases that have the lower search volume first and work our way up, and that's why my clients are dominating their sectors of YouTube.
The second letter of KVS. The V stands for video, and this is where 99% go wrong. Having a good keyword is only the beginning. Your video needs to be good. You have to make exactly what the viewer wants to see. So here's what I recommend you do to increase your chances of ranking your video. First of all, research the currently ranking videos. Watch all of them for the entire video to see what they're doing and what you can improve. Then, you want to read the comments for feedback that you can implement on all of those videos. You can learn a lot from the comments under a video, yet no one is doing this. Someone has already made a video, there's feedback given on that video in the comments, which if you apply that to your new video, yours is going to be better than the currently ranking ones.
So these ideas that he shares sound impressive, but I'm going to say this is just going to be a waste of time. You can research all you want. It's good to understand your competition. Reading the comments is going to do nothing for you other than helping you learn about your audience, but it's not going to help you from an SEO standpoint. But there is some good advice. The good advice is you need to know how to create great content. Right? So the strategy that I teach will help you get your video ranked at the top of YouTube. But if people click on it and start watching and they don't like it, right? So I'm just assuming you know how to really answer this question. You're an expert, you know the answers to these questions your target audience is asking. So the main thing that's going to help your video get watched all the way to the end is that you're delivering really valuable content. You're answering their question in a way that they're going to love, that's going to help them. It's really going to solve their problem or answer the question that they have.
First of all, what I always do is I simply copy the keyword in my title and then I put it at the top of the description. Next up, I want to include a few related keywords to our main keyword in the description. How I do that is I go back to VidIQ, I click related keywords, and I'll get to see a list of other slightly related keywords that people search for. I want to include the relevant ones in my description. We do this to tell YouTube what our video is about, but also to potentially rank for these other keywords.
These techniques that he's sharing have been taught for many, many years. I think this is just regurgitated stuff that an AI put together. The reality is we don't need to tell YouTube what our video is about anymore. Once we hit record, right, we're talking. We're answering the questions, so everything that we say contains what the video is about. And YouTube automatically transcribes every word of every line that we say, and so it knows what our video is about. So going in and thinking that crafting the description is going to help tell YouTube what our video is about, that's just a bunch of nonsense. It used to work in the past. Like if you go back 15 years ago, then that did work. But the algorithms have way improved. We've got AI tools, we've got an automatic transcription. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos ranking at the top of YouTube, and we have not put any attention to putting these keywords in the description. In many cases, we've left the keyword field completely blank, sometimes the description completely blank, and yet we get these videos ranked at the top of YouTube. So this stuff is just 15 years out of date. Let me show you how you can find the transcript. You can find it on the public side. I'm going to show you on the Creator Studio side. So if you just come in here to content, here's a video that's scheduled. I'll hit edit, and you can come right down here to subtitles, and you'll see that there's two versions that are there. Automatic captions. Notice this was on December 4th. That's the day that the video was loaded, okay? And it already had an automatic transcription the day we uploaded it to YouTube. We then created our own version where we just hit edit right here, and all we changed is we added punctuation and we added capitalization. So it just makes for cleaner subtitles, okay? But that we don't do that for SEO. YouTube does this to know what the video is about, so we don't need to tell YouTube what our video is about. Let me show you something amazing. I'm gonna show you something real specific, and then I'm gonna show you something shorter that's more competitive, okay? So here's the long specific question. If you type in how to get business credit with poor personal credit, then yeah, we've got Noelle Randall ranking at the top. She's in position 2 as well. That's the low-hanging fruit. Those are the long specific questions that have a lower volume of search each month, just a small trickle of traffic, but we've gone after enough of those. But now if you go to YouTube and you type in business credit, just 2 words, look, we've got Noelle in the 2nd position. She's got 1.1 million views on this video, and it's 4 years old. Here's another example. Here's the specific one. What is the role of a superintendent in construction? We've got Jason Schroeder ranking at the top. But now if you type in construction management, he's also ranking at the top. Here's a specific question. I've got 2 clients, Paul Jenkins and Nicolene Peck, both ranking at the top of YouTube here. Now if you type in self-government, we've got Nicolene Peck ranking at the top. So now that you've seen what other people teach and my reaction to it, I really want to teach you my leaf strategy. I've got another video that I've created right here, so go watch that one now. It's called YouTube SEO, The Secret Strategy. You're going to learn all about the leaf strategy there. Go watch that video next.